Hello, everyone. How's it going? I am Game Face Killa, and I'm back with Roland Cholo, the variety show where I play board game digital adaptations. And I primarily uh, have been playing lately digital Gloomhaven as it's moving through early access, taking a look at many different things. Yes, I'm back. So I'll be looking tonight at um, continuing my adventures in Guildmaster Mode, having played this a little bit in co-op mode as well, which hopefully will showcase that at some point. One of the things I can definitely tell is there are certainly missions that are going to be a lot more challenging and probably require you to level up a little bit before you do them. Leveling up is always a weird thing in this game because obviously the enemies level up with you, but I still think that you have a key advantage when you're higher level, which is in the form of your perks. Because no matter, even if you're technically doing as much damage as the enemies, their modifier deck really doesn't change very much. They get more abilities that they can do and conditions, but for the most part, their modifier deck stays the same, and there's even some things you can do to make it worse on top of that. But for the most part, your I feel like the upward trajectory of your modifier deck is a lot steeper than anything that they could come up with for leveling them up. And I think that's to me, I feel like that's how I always start to notice, having played the physical game as well. I always start to notice that there's a huge difference in how easy it is to feel like you have control over things and how quickly you kill things, even if they have more hit points than they used to. So anyway, what I'd advise is if when you get to the hero quests, every quest has their own sort of hero storyline. I think there's a series of quests that you can play. I recommend saving those for a little while. You can always test them out, but I found them to be much more difficult than the other types of quests that you can do. All right, so we're starting off with a lot of stuff going on in this room. Lots of hounds, lots of guards, and archers. It looks like there's maybe one other room after this. So this is kind of an interesting dungeon choice because there's only two rooms, and the second room seems really small. I'm definitely a lot more worried about this room than I am the next room, just from the look of things. Um, so I'm certainly, man, I wish that the heaving swing was a little more pushy, because then I could push somebody into a trap and an obstacle. But in this case, I don't think anyone is close enough to an obstacle for me to push. So I might as well use it and possibly push someone into a trap. So we got a trap back here. I can maybe push this. He can run up and be in tanking position and push one of these wolves back. Although the bad sign is that often these hounds um, go first. Always, they go really early. I can't quite do enough damage, or I can't do a double damage attack with the Spellweaver because she's just not close enough. But I could, man, I just wish I had some elements with. But I could start off with some flaming fire orbs. Yeah, and then that'll get fire on the board, and then I can use my cold fire next. I could get some frost armor up there, and then she could kind of help tank. Again, with a Spellweaver, the awesome thing is you can use lost conditions with abandon, right? Or you can just kind of go crazy because you're going to get to use them twice. You're going to get to use all of them twice. Okay. So the scoundrel. Definitely needs to. I think with such a small room, I think I'm going to go ahead and equip Singled Out and possibly target somebody with my throwing knives. And on my next 2 attacks where an enemy is not adjacent to any of their allies, I can add +2 attacks. So I'm hoping maybe attacking with my throwing knives and is going to cause extra damage with this guard over here. I never thought about doing so. Singled out is amazing because it does just say 4 attacks. It doesn't necessarily say melee attacks. So if you turn her into a ranged fool, which I kind of have tried, I'm trying to do that here. I'm hoping there's more cards that are at even more range later on with her. All right, the old Tinkerer here. I might have him. I, okay, so here's what I wanted. I wanted some kind of like net shooter is great because now if I can pull this off on a group of 3 somewhere, I can immobilize them and they can't really do too much. Either the guards or the hounds would be the best option. So I've got to try to. I know he's got a bottom attack, I think. Well, maybe I will just shield everyone. We'll see if I can pull that off. A lot of times, I was joking with someone I was playing with the other day that the poor Tinkerer has all these great boosting abilities as bottom actions instead of moving, but a lot of times the initiative just never works out. Everybody moves away from him, and he can't boost everybody around him. Okay, yeah. So we have the hounds going fairly early, but thankfully I'm beating them with at least 3 of my characters. They are moving and doing a pretty huge attack, especially if they gang up. So I really need to try to immobilize, which I think I should be able to do, the hounds, and then I won't have to worry about it. I need to be able to stay away from them, though. So I'm glad I chose a range attack with the scoundrel. The only problem, I think, is Craigheart. He does not have a range attack, but I think I can get it to where I can still make the turn work. Okay, so I'm going to use Singled Out. We're going to get this started. So the only enemy that I could hit that's not adjacent. So the nice thing is that this doesn't trigger on any attack. It only triggers on attacks where an enemy is not adjacent to any of their allies, which is great because I don't want to waste it and use it when it's not going to work. So I'm hitting this guy for 4. Only ends up being 3. Um, oh, and this is the stupid thing. I was supposed to target 2 enemies. I forgot. I thought I did. I thought I targeted one at a time, but you have to actually target both. You have to target both enemies at the same time. So I just wasted an attack. That's okay though. Okay, so Craigheart, his big thing was he was going to use his heaving swing to push somebody into a trap. So I'm going to go ahead and move here because that will put him in kind of a tanking position, but he'll still be able to push this guy, at least one guy, right? So it's going to be an attack of 3, and then he'll push. I'm not going to use my power potion because I'm hoping to use that for an AoE attack. So I punched him. Unfortunately, I can only push him 1, but that's good enough to get into a trap there. Oh, and I just realized I screwed up my... Well, that's okay. Yeah, I screwed up my net shooter. But that's okay. I'll just get these 3 guys here. That should at least keep the guards away. So it's already going to be an immobilization, so I don't need to use my stun powder, my weighted net. It's going to be 3 damage. I could use my eagle eye goggles. I might as well because this is about the best attack I can do anyway, so I might as well make it an advantage attack. And I'm going to get an XP for every enemy I hit, which is nice. Oh, I guess I always forget that if you use your goggles, then you then have to go back and reselect the targets. Okay, so... All right, +1 on all of them. And they're all immobilized, so they won't be moving. So that pretty much negates all but the 1 hound attack. And then in addition, I'm going to give everybody a shield, which is awesome because that will help Craigheart and the Scoundrel. And Craigheart's going to have to tank some here. So his ability went off. He had a good turn there, and usually I don't use lost cards with him right off the bat, but that was a good opportunity. Whew, that's a huge attack. 5 damage. So we'll negate that with some armor and some shielding. Still take 3, but that's better than nothing. And it gives the Tinkerer something to do next turn. Okay, so at this point, all of the guards are going to that can move are basically going to move down, and then we've got bandit archers doing a pretty big attack. Lots of people are going to be able to get hit here. So I need to try to kill some people. But the question is, who can I hit? So let's see. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use my frost armor because I think if I don't move, I'm not going to be able to hit everybody. And I really don't want to waste. I don't want to waste my attack on the hounds because they've gone already. So I really need to focus on guards and archers that I could possibly kill. So I'm going to move up here. This seems like a kind of a precarious position, but I'm going to use fire orbs and I'm going to kill this guard because I should be likely to kill him. This archer, I'm probably not going to kill her. Maybe I can kill this guard as well. I'd have more of a chance of killing if I use my power potion. We'll just see how this goes. That guy's dead. She's not quite dead. This guy should be dead. Okay, so I got rid of 2 melee attacks, and now I'm just going to take 1 melee attack and probably 2 ranged attacks. So not too bad. Okay, 2 damage isn't too bad. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage also. So we definitely need to get healed up. Let's see, we should have some heals, I'm thinking. The scoundrel got hit a little bit. All right. Well, I think I'm going to try these 2 heals here and just tank up, and because probably the archers will continue to pummel him, so I think I'll make him kind of a tank while I clean up the rest of this here. So I should probably move. Now I wish I had the frost armor. I should probably move her quickly. She could also heal, so she can use her invisibility cloak and just spend the turn healing and doing an impaling eruption. I mean, come on. Even though one of them is going to be at disadvantage. Well, actually, 2 of them will be at disadvantage. That's fine. All right, so she's got her singled out. So if I can get this guy away from an enemy, I can do great, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Well, I could do this if... So I could use quick hands to move. Man, I don't know. I could use quick hands to move away and then pull, but it doesn't. The timing of that doesn't work. So if I use flanking strike, that's definitely going to be a big attack. It's going to be 5 because he's adjacent to one of my allies. And so let's see. I think I've got that bottom attack action. Yeah. So we'll use those 2. That should be a good enough amount of damage. The Tinkerer definitely should heal as well. I don't think he needs to do a huge amount of healing. But then I can also do a bottom attack. Oh wait, maybe something a little less lost cardish. Ooh, okay, so there's not really much else. Maybe I can do a bottom heal instead. I do have another option for the bottom, but it doesn't look like there's any healing on the bottom, so I'll stick with the healing and boost everybody's attack power, which should be useful if I get to go first. I don't get to go early enough, that's for sure. So the hounds are attacking, moving, and attacking, so I got to get away from them or kill the hounds that are nearby. I should be able to kill them with more than likely. Okay, so we're going to start with an attack 3, and we'll add some poison to that. Make the subsequent attacks. Man, of course it's a miss. So this should be an attack 5 with poison. Should be a pretty good attack. Nice. Okay. These elite guards are just, they're so tough. All right, so the Spellweaver hopefully can finish this off now that the scoundrels kind of softened everybody up. We're going to go ahead and... Oh yeah, we should definitely pierce this attack. Cancel all the shields, basically, is what's going to happen. Although there's just the shield on this guy, that's it. But still worth it. This should kill everything. But of course, for these two guys on the bottom, I'm drawing disadvantage. So, yep, I missed one guy, but I killed all 3 of the others. And of course, the hounds have a natural retaliate, so she's also taking 2 damage. Now, the hound is going to attack, move, and attack, and it's pierce. So I'm almost thinking that it might be smart for her to go invisible. Wonder if it's... Might as well use my stamina potion. Get that frost armor back. So I can maybe use that next round. Then we'll go invisible this round. Invisibility is kind of a double-edged sword just simply because it does help you protect you, but then everybody else is, there's 3. That narrows it down to splitting up damage 3 ways instead of 4. And enemies will now go after other people, so kind of sucks, but all right. So what's funny is this is an example. I can boost everybody's attack +1 for the rest of the round, but the only person left to go is Craigheart, and he is healing. I could have him. I could have Tinkerer attack instead. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. So I'll move back and forth and then heal everybody adjacent, which that's 3 hit points. That's pretty good. 1 on every ally, and then I'm going to do a range attack, hopefully finishing off one of the hounds. I could stun him as well, but I'm just going to gamble and say I'm going to draw +0, which would kill him. Yeah, +2, even better. So now we only have 1 hound attack. Unfortunately, it's going to be a full attack and an archer attack. Oh, he's still got to go. Okay, great. All right, so I'm just going to fully heal like I planned. Get some earth out there. I can use that later on with a combo ability. Now I'm almost fully healed, so I can take some more damage. Cool, no damage from the archer. Oof, big damage from the hound. Man, these guys are vicious. Vicious, and they retaliate, which makes killing them hard for, at least for melee. Okay, so I don't have to worry about healing anymore because I don't have healing. I mean, I could use Sentient Growth to move and heal, and then also an attack an adjacent enemy. Let's go early, or as early as we can. I don't know if we can move that obstacle and kill someone with it. Okay, so the fire is gone. I should have used the fire. Man, yeah, I wish I would have used that fire. Okay, so she's going to come out of... Yeah, we'll just do 2 attacks. So we got to move the rogue or the scoundrel start getting some stuff. I could use quick hands to move, but then the problem is that the loot is on that same card. So maybe we'll just backstab to move far and... Yeah, we'll see. With quick hands, I'll actually do more damage because of my singled out. Now the old Tinkerer. Man, I'm not sure what to do. We could use Toxic Bolt and then try to get some movement in. Got to start picking up this money. All right, so we'll definitely move the scoundrel up here. Let's start hitting this archer. The Tinkerer can start moving out and getting some range attacks in. All right. So now the scoundrel's the only one going to be taking damage. Let's see. Huh. Well, all right, so I'll just move a little bit and do a ranged attack. All right. So we got the room cleared pretty easily. Craigheart got hit pretty hard, but we got him healed back up. All right, so we're going to move here. Heal everybody up around me, so that everybody should be fully healed except for Craigheart. And then we'll skip this attack. All right. I think we might be able to afford to pick up a bunch of stuff around here. Let's see if we've got a loot card somewhere. Yeah, I think we can pretty much pick up the rest of this stuff. Craigheart could... So we'll have the Tinkerer use a card I never use, which is the hook gun for the bottom loss action. And he'll be able to pick up almost everything except for these last two. Spellweaver will pick up the one back here. Craigheart could sneak back and hopefully pick up the one behind him. And then the Scoundrel. I could try to use Smoke Bomb and get into the next room, go invisible, and then have my next attack be huge. Okay, so if I use the hook gun, what am I going to use on the top? Heal 4. Range 3. Oh, that's good. So if he goes early, I can heal Craigheart. And Craigheart is going very late, so it should be okay. All right, so we're going to get in the next room. Open the room already. We're going to move in here. And then the next attack is going to be double. And gain 2 XP, blah, blah, blah. Lots of good things. I probably should have waited around before I did this. Because she's going to be by herself in the room. But I also think the archers and the guard and everybody's going to move down, so I think this will be good. It'll get the archers out of the back of that room. That's a lot of archers. All right, Tinkerer is going to heal up Craigheart because he's going to have to do some serious tanking coming up. And he's going to loot 2. Bandit Guard's going to probably get stuck in the doorway. Spellweaver's going to move back. Craigheart is... this is kind of interesting. I could... I mean, I definitely could hit him. I just wonder how far I can stretch my... Oh, barely. So I can either do 2 attack or 3 attack. I think the 3 attack is better. And I'll reinfuse... Oh, I'm too far away. Okay. So I got to use the 2 attack and the base earth. Just to get a little bit of an attack off. And it's going to muddle everybody anyway. Ooh, cool. Pretty good damage. And then we'll have Craigheart finish out by... Now we got all the gold in the room. That was a quick pickup. Okay, so now I definitely want to have everybody go slow. I think I'm going to trigger my backup ammunition anyway with Craigheart. Maybe I'll use Crater movement. Spellweaver. Yeah, she's going to have to short rest, I think. Yeah, all of her stuff is consumed. So I think I'll short rest. Definitely got to take the Flame Strike because if you redraw and accidentally get the Reviving Ether, then you're screwed. All right, so I'm going to... Darkness is my only friend, so I'm going to try to get Mana Bolt up there. Well, maybe I'll do Frost Armor, because Mana Bolt is at least giving me a heal. We'll try to move up there. So the problem is that the poor Scoundrel is kind of screwed right now, but I think because she's still invisible, I could long rest, because she's out of cards anyway. I could long rest. Now she's going to not become visible again until at the end of the round. By that point, the archers probably will have all run down here. I'm just afraid of getting stuck back here and being the target of all of them, but we'll try to make it work. We'll try to get out of there. So I'm going to go late with the Tinkerer, try to do a little crank bow action. Maybe move up close if I need to. All right. So at this point, the archers and the guards, as late as I'm picking, the archers and the guards should both completely go. Although yeah, I think I need to go late with the Spellweaver as well. Yeah. There we go. Now everybody's got a really high initiative, which means all the enemies are going to go first. Except for the Tinkerer. That's okay. It doesn't look like any of the archers are moving anyway. So this might be good because the bandit guard's going to move, and then this gives the scoundrel an opportunity, an opening to get out of there, and none of the archers are going to attack this round. That's good. Or they won't be able to attack anybody from that far away. And it'll give me a chance to get rid of this guard. So the question is, do I want to use the crank bow on him? Yeah, I might as well. It's going to be a huge amount of damage, but kind of overkill. I don't think any of the archers are going to be able to hit me. Oof, that's range 5, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I should be out of range. Maybe this will let me pop a good bomb or something into the room next turn. All right, so the archers, we're waiting for all of them to go. Okay, so Craigheart, getting that backup ammo ready because these, sniped. Yeah, that crank bow is pretty awesome. All right, so we need to get Craigheart up there ready to tank once that scoundrel gets back out here. The downside is I'm really not going to be able to move the Spellweaver up close enough to actually get to use that element, but that's okay. We're in a pretty good position to kind of surprise him. Okay, so the scoundrel's got to pick a card to get rid of. I think... God, this sucks because her cards are so good. I think maybe the throwing knives. Because I can't really use the bottom loot anyway very often. And it's not a lot of high damage. I've still got the swift bow if I need a range attack, but... Okay, so the essential thing now is the scoundrel needs to get out of that room. I mean, I could... Obviously, I'm going to get to do an attack before I leave the room. But I can't go too late because they're pretty fast. I can't attack anybody that's going to give me an extra attack, really. Huh. Okay, well, the only far movement is Venom Shiv, and the best attack I have is an attack 3. So I might as well use that. And it's also very low initiative. Guarantees I'm going to go first. All right, so Craigheart. Man, I just don't know what to do. I think I'm going to have to short rest with him. Yeah, actually, I'm going to have to long rest because he needs his armor back to tank. Ew, that sucks, but it's kind of necessary. Not a lot of great options, but I think I'll heal with the Monobolt. but I gotta wait. I might do that later because I've got to wait for the archers to kind of get closer, hopefully. Not a lot of good choices. Man, they're just not moving again. Okay, so Scoundrel's going to get to do one attack. I don't think I want to hit the elites. Maybe getting rid of a lower guy might be better. Jeez, not a lot of damage, though. So these guys have a range of 5. Yeah, so they can hit that space. Just waiting for these guys to go. I mean, I can move in and stun someone, but then I'm going to get massacred. All right, so we'll just stay where we are. And not do anything. Well, at this point, somebody's going to have to make the move, I guess, right? Okay. But for now, it's not going to be me. Man, I keep forgetting that's only a range 1 heal. And nobody's hurt. I mean, they have gone. I could move a little closer, but I don't think... Yeah, I'm not close enough. But I think I need to move closer so that I can be close enough next round. Yeah, not close enough. All right, Craigheart is fully rested and healed, hopefully. Got his armor back and everything, so we're ready to move in there. I probably want to get rid of anything that's gonna... Yeah, like... Well, that gives me an early initiative. I want to keep the big ranged attacks for sure. Yeah, this is really tough. Maybe... I don't know, because I can heaving swing. Destroy all obstacles, disarm all traps. That's not a great damage card, even though it is a ranged attack. Okay, so we need him to move in there fast. That's the problem. And I can use my boots. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I only need to move 6 to get in there and start tanking. I need to move... I could use a move 4. But if I'm in a range attack, I don't even need to move that far. I could just stay in the doorway. And so I think I'm going to just move... I could just use a regular move too. So what could I do? Oh yeah, Massive Boulder needs to be first because it's an attack 3 and I can hit everybody adjacent to that person too. So I just need to be able to move 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Now watch, none of my early movement cards let me move far. Yeah, maybe I want to move late anyway, right? So I go a little bit later. So yeah, we'll move at 87, and more than likely they're going to have to make the first move. I'll go ahead and long rest with Spellweaver. Quick hands, just to make sure I go last, And backstab will give me a big movement. I've still got my single out for some more damage. And I'll long rest with the Tinkerer, so he'll have everything kind of recharged as well. Man, again, they're not moving, but at least this time I will go first, or I'll go after they do, hopefully, except for the Scoundrel. God, this sucks. No, why did the Scoundrel... Oh, the Scoundrel did go late as she could. Man, I just don't think I want to risk her taking like every single attack, so I think she's just gonna have to wait. I'm sorry. So now they all go and don't really get to do much of anything. Oh, but there is one attack. Man, 3 damage. What a load of horse shit. Okay, so now we finally get to move in here. So I'm going to move... Okay, so I get to hit 2... I get to hit 2 people, and every enemy I hit also does a damage to everybody adjacent to them. So my first attack is obviously going to be a +1, and it's going to hit this guy, hit this girl. And of course it's going to miss. Of course. Now the next best damage is to hit the one just to her left. Oh, and I forgot to target 2 people. Son of a bitch, I keep forgetting that you've got to target 2 people. Man, I wish it would remind you of that or say, hey, you're fucking up your life. Jeez. Okay, I'm going to infuse fire because, man, that's so dumb. Man, that's annoying. What a waste. Okay. Spellweaver is going to get rid of maybe Monobolt. Man, that's so frustrating. Proximity mine seems like a good choice because, likelihood I'm going to actually use a mine. I mean, it's good that this, the multi-target attack definitely needs a little bit of an indication like, hey, warning, you could attack another person. Are you sure you want to? Okay. So I definitely don't, I always mistake unstable upheaval, but if I were to move up, I could conceivably do 5 damage to everybody within 2 spaces this round. I think that might be worth it. So I'll use Unstable Upheaval as my starter, 13 initiative, that's as low as it gets. And then I'll move to heal 1. It's not going to affect anybody because I don't have any adjacent allies, but then I get to do an extra attack 1 against all adjacent enemies, so that's not bad. Spellweaver, I need to get her in there and use Cold Fire, which is going to be a +2 attack. We'll use the Flashing Burst so she can move lower initiative. I don't want to use the Frost Armor just yet. Okay, so at this point, we got to move her in there. Oh, we only have 2 choices, so we'll probably use a Swift Bow attack. I don't know. I think maybe I should go last with the Tinkerer, so because we're maybe going to have to kick off a big heal on somebody. And so I got to move pretty fast to do that. Oh, no, I got to go late to do that. So maybe we'll go with a big heal with energizing target tonic, but we'll go last in the initiative to make sure everybody attacks first. All right, well, let's see how this happens. So this isn't a big, these aren't big attacks, thankfully, this round. But there's still a lot of these guys. We've got to get rid of them. And unfortunately, Craigheart's only going to be the only one to attack. Let's hope we can finish these guys off here. So we're going to move 2, skip the rest of the movement. No healing. We're going to skip that. Now we do the attack, and see, this targets everybody. That's okay. Not too bad. Now I'm going to activate this boost with the earth so I can target everybody 2 spaces away. So that's all of the archers but 2. And we will activate that, and you can see they're all selected. All right. So we killed 2. We did pretty good damage to the rest of them. There's going to be a lot of attacks coming, but that's okay. That's what we've got. Our armor ready, our shield ready. We've got a heal coming up. Okay. So only taking 1 damage so far. And that was an elite guard. So these elites are going to do more damage than the regular guys. So I've only taken a total of 3. Okay, that was a lot. So another 3. That's 6. And 7. Not too bad. Okay, so at this point, this is... Man, she just can't move very fast. She needs to get some boots. Yeah, I'm just out of range. Darn it. Of the swift bow. Okay, so we'll skip that attack. That was all she could do anyway. Okay, so the Spellweaver definitely can move up there, and we can get some Cold Fire activated for 3 attack. We just got to rotate the... Yeah. This is most effective. I like Cold Fire because you can, it makes you kind of work to try to get the elements to go off, to time the elements correctly. So I'm always thinking now, I want to activate Cold Fire for full damage or stun. How can I do that? It's a good trainer card for elements. Okay, so this is what we thought would happen. We'd need to bring the Tinker in here. But see, this is great because now I've got everybody in the room. I've dealt with a wave of attacks. I'm going to get Craigheart healed back up. There's only 5 of them, and 3 of them are pretty severely wounded. I'm in a good position because now I can probably, with most of my characters, beat them at initiative. More than likely, although Craigheart sometimes has a hard time. All right, so... I've still got to remember I've got some backup ammunition left. I think I've got 3 more attacks with that, so I really should try to... Yeah, like Crater would be a great one to use. And then if I use Heaving Swing with that, I can add +1 to all those attacks. Unfortunately, that makes me a little bit later than I want, but I'm going to have other people to go earlier. So yeah, at this point, I've got to use my Reviving Ether, so I might as well get my Frost Armor, maybe tank some shit. So we'll do Frost Armor. So unfortunately, she's going to be kind of useless. Man, does she need a long rest? Not really. So I'm just going to have her short rest so she can get back in the game. Man, I'm going to lose a high movement card, but... Alright, so we're going to backstab to move pretty far, and then try to get in there and do a swift bow attack. So I'm hoping that what'll happen is, what I'm hoping Scoundrel will be good at is, she can run fast and far. As she's running, she has range attacks that she can do on her way, and then she can close the distance and slice them up, right? That's the whole plan for her build up. Hopefully there's more range cards options as well. Okay, so we have got to have the Tinkerer kick off something big like Flamethrower. Got to move up there though. So this will be good because I'll be able to heal allies with that as well. All right. So more than likely, the archer should be mostly dead by the time I go. All right, so we'll move up around the side here. Get this gold. Do some swift bow on the side. Not a lot of damage, but not too bad either. The elite archers do take a little while to whittle down. All right, so we're moving up. Get a heal on everybody. Just a little extra support. Oh, I didn't realize the Spellweaver was damaged a little bit too. And this will also hopefully set the Spellweaver up with a little bit more damage. We'll add the goggles to it simply because it makes it, I mean, it's more likely I'm going to cause maximum damage. And it's going to wound all of them. And I could stun them. I might as well because I might as well stun them because if any of them survive for some reason, if I miss somebody, might as well have them lose their action, right? Nope. I mean, they are stunned technically. They're asleep. They're all sleeping. Okay, so Spellweaver probably not gonna get to use any of that frost armor, but I'm definitely gonna have her go up and tank. And we got to make sure and gather all the remaining gold as well. Not too bad damage-wise. We've got 2 elite archers, but only 1 damage. But it did immobilize. Then the nice thing is that they only ended up immobilizing 1 person. Thankfully, not Craigheart, because he kind of needs to do some stuff. So I'm going to add +1 to all my range attacks. I don't have any earth, but there's no reason to really push anyway. But we are going to crater everyone. Ooh, ×2 for one of them. That was cool. So 8 damage to that guy. The other archer only took 6. That's still pretty good. See, what I should be doing is making sure to remember that empowering Talisman can give me my armor back, or my boots, or my shield whenever I need it. I haven't really been using it a whole lot. I mean, I might as well use the clear the way for the XP. I could heal as well. I'm trying to milk XP and get all the gold, right? I'm not too worried about anything else right now. But I don't know. I'm just kind of picking stuff at this point. Ooh, I can disarm a trap. There is a trap in this room. She's going to make it all the way over there, though. That should be good. And then he can get somebody to recover a lost card and stun. There you go. We might not even need to worry about this round. We can just go around and grab whatever we want because... Oh, she's immobilized. I wasted everything in my entire life. Okay. Man, I forgot about that. Okay. We'll definitely stun the... And then we'll have her get her burn card back. Oh, she didn't have any burn cards, I bet. Oh, well. Got the XP. So we're going to try to avoid attacking till we can make sure we've got all the stuffs. And then heal a little bit. Oh, I could have. Oh, well. I couldn't have healed her. She was too far away. Okay, so we got a new round. I'm going to have him short rest. All right, so what can we do XP-wise? There's probably not a lot. No, there's something. I don't know. There's not really much I can do at this point. Okay, now she's going to do the disarming of the trap. And we'll try to get the rest of the gold that's left. Should be able to grab it all, I would think. Okay. Scoundrel. Skip the rest of her movement. Disarm the trap for 2 XP. All right. Bandit Archer is going to attack a little bit. No big deal. Tinkerer is going to... I think I might not be able to get... Well, maybe I can still get all the gold. Oh, yeah. There we go. We got some extra XP with that, too. And unfortunately, I have to hit my ally here. But she gets to use her frost armor, so that gives her XP. Fortunately, it hits everybody around me too. All right, and I'll help everybody out that I hurt by healing. Now the Spellweaver. So we missed a pile of gold, but that's okay. Death is just a longer stun, exactly. All right, so I have so much gold that I need to make sure I go spend it, because I forgot to spend it after the last round, too. Head back to claim your reward. Oof. Widowmaker. Deal 40 extra damage due to poison. I think that is... I don't know. I thought maybe that was a Mind Thief, but the Mind Thief's not in my group. Got some... Definitely working on some little bit of... different abilities for sure. Different achievements. Thanks, Joe. So we've got another empowering talisman, much like the Craigheart. It's a great head item for anybody who doesn't need armor. Another 20 gold. Man, we got a lot of gold. Okay, so let's... what's the Enchantress doing? Okay, it looks like we did get a plus attack, 1 or 2. Oh, so I'm wondering if maybe if we buy a plus attack, we have to go out. We have to like gather these. Or the only other thing I can think of is maybe the attack plus attack 2 isn't going to go away. It's just if you want to pick a second +1 attack. It's kind of interesting. All right, we'll have to figure that out as we go along. Looks like we've still got a few jobs. We've got one for minor mana potion. Ooh, robes of evocation. During your attack, spend any color element to add +1 attack to the entire attack action and... And it's an exhausted ability, not a consume ability. That's a great item. Okay. Let's see here. So I'm noticing that there always seem to be 3 jobs. I'll keep an eye on that, but I keep doing jobs because I want to. But I noticed that in the. So let's see. If we look at the mana potions, it looks like we bought one, but it looks like there's another one that we can get. The empowering talisman, there's 1 out of 2. I was just kind of curious as to whether you can get more than. I know in the physical game there are some items there's more than 2 of, like some of the potions, but I was curious as to whether the jobs would let you have more equipment than normally what you'd be able to have, like more than 2 copies. Most of the armor, most of the weapons only give you 2 copies of each. All right, so all righty. Um, so let's take a look at the armor or the inventory. So for Craigheart, we're really pretty much down to just a hand item. So if we look at the hand items, I mean, there's a piercing bow. He is ranged, but I definitely like the idea of him having a shield. So until there's a ranged or a melee weapon that he can hold, I really just don't see. Because even the Warhammer is double handed. I mean, everything's double handed except for the poison dagger. I wish I could put 2 shields on my hands. But okay, so we can't have. So he's done. He's kind of fully equipped for right now. I can't think of anything better for him. Man, we need some more boots. That's one thing. I think we're good on all of his items. So if we move to the Spellweaver, she's got a head item or a space for a head item. I could put a refresh item, but the problem is all of her items are consume items. The cloak is, the piercing bow is, and then all of her potions, of course, are. So for her to get an empowering talisman, it just doesn't make sense. She has nothing that she can. Oh wait, refresh one of your consumed items. That's different. So see, I had the wrong thing on, or I had the wrong idea with Craigheart. This is one of your items that you've actually consumed and flipped. So I could conceivably use my Cloak of Invisibility again, I think. I'm assuming that consumed, if I'm remembering right, consumed means flipped over, not tapped. No, it says refresh one of your consumed small items. Okay, so it has to be a small item and refreshed. So it is a card that has been flipped over, but it can only be a small item. So it can only be her stamina potion or a minor power potion. Same for him. Is that worth it? I don't know. Honestly, the problem is that consuming a power potion and if I get to use it again, it might be worth it, or a stamina potion makes her live longer. I mean, I guess I might as well because I've got 147 gold. And it's always better to be fully armored and have options than, because there's really not anything else to spend money on um, except for enchantments. And enchantments are so expensive, you really want to kind of spend all your money equipping stuff and then go for it. I think I am going to get her the winged shoes as well because honestly, I could see her using those in a lot of instances because she does have such high movement. She does need to maneuver around the board, and when there's a bottleneck and things, she needs to be able to get. She can even move beyond the front line because she has her invisibility cloak, which now could be used a second time. apparently. That would be awesome. She could really kind of go behind enemy lines quite a few times. So I'm kind of excited about the idea of that combination of items. At this point, the scoundrel has everything that can be purchased because there's no more leg items. I got to find some more leg items. There's not really any hand items that would be useful for her with a poison dagger. I mean, I could get her a shield that she could use to block damage, some damage. I don't know. I really think that shield probably needs to go to the brute whenever I sub him in, so I think I'll hold on to it for right now. And so I think she's pretty much fully equipped until she levels up a little more. And of course the Tinkerer already has everything he could possibly. What do you get the man who has everything, really? He's got a giant brain, cool goggles, lots of gadgets, technology. So I'm at 82. So I think at this point, now that we've got everybody decked out, I know that I still need to get the brute in here. Um, to get him equipped, but I think I'm going to wait until, I don't know. I might wait until until Craigheart maybe hits level 4, and then at that point I could sub in a different tank and tank it up with him a little bit. So let's all right. So instead, I know, so the brute's not fully equipped, but he's not going to sub in just yet. I might wait till one more level with Craigheart, or at least so Craigheart can finish the next level. So let's go to the Enchantress. Who are we going to equip? So the idea is that we don't really have a lot of enhancements as of yet. Although we can add some plus attacks, that's for sure. I mean, that is something that I wish that I had that extra range. What was it? There is no extra range as of yet. See, I wonder if I have an enchantment, like a free enchantment, because it kind of says it up here. I've got a free enhancement. I could see that as some of the rewards. That's a great reward. Those things are expensive. Okay, so I think the fire orbs, obviously. Whew. Why is that so expensive? So let's say I have a free. Um, oh, there is a plus range. Okay, so that is something I could think about. Now, if I could just remember what it was I wanted to add range to. um, and of course, I can never remember. I mean, the fire orbs would be really cool. But one thing that's hilarious about the fire orbs is that, let's say oh, that's why it's extra attack, because it's already targeting 3 people. So if you wanted to do +1 attack, I mean, that's really the most expensive ability, I think. Or you could add a 4th target. That's another ability. But let's go ahead and I think beefing her up would be the best. And I think because if this is free, like I think it is. No. Yeah, it's saying I don't have enough money. I'm wondering if this is like an inventory. I don't know. This is so weird. Got to figure this out. Okay. So I think the next best thing really is to buy a plus target. But again, that's 100. Impaling eruption. I could make. Ooh, here we go. Wow. If I add extra range, I can hit more enemies with this. And it only cost me 60. All right. So this is definitely what I need to buy because this is going to let me hit four people with four people with four enemies with no disadvantage versus five people with one of them at disadvantage. So this definitely needs to get purchased. Okay, so I bought the enhancement plus range at 60. Boom. So I just realized what happened here. So as you can see, my enhancements are now 0 out of 1, which means I actually have to do quests to get enhancement slots or enhancement credits or whatever. And then once I have the credit, then I spend the gold plus the credit to get the enhancement. So enhancements are actually going to be, as you can see, they're actually going to be a little bit more incremental than in the physical game. Even if you have the money, you're not necessarily going to be able to afford them. So they kind of incentivize you to go out and do enhancement quests as well. Now these jobs are mostly gold related. If I did a relic quest, which I can't do one of them yet, I find some kind of treasure. I don't know what. And then we unlock another city if we go over here. We also get major stamina potions, major healing potion if we unlock this other travel quest. And then, of course, we got all the story quests, which, like I said, these story quests I think are really hard. Um, I don't know. Some of them might be easier than others, but to me, I feel like any of those quests where you have to kill a certain number of enemies, you're going to really need a better modifier deck, especially if those enemies have shields. All right. So I think I'm kind of at a stopping point here, and I don't really want to start like I did last time in the middle of a quest or in the middle of a scenario. But I'm getting close to level 3 with Spellweaver, level 3 with Craigheart. I think I can sub in Brute pretty soon and get him leveled up. Scoundrel's going pretty well. I need to get her some more XP. Focus a little bit more on her. I'm still checking out the jobs. I'm wanting to see if maybe there's a point where they exhaust, like there are no more jobs in the areas, because it does add actual locations to the map. And so what I'm thinking is I'm wondering if eventually there are no more locations that can be placed, and they seem to be tied to the second or third item of a set you can get um, in the shop. And so I'm thinking that that should be evidence that that the jobs are limited. But there's enough jobs, I think, eventually that I can level everybody up pretty easily. Anyway, we'll see how that works out. I do want to make a note that even though there's not a lot of people watching, that if you're watching this later, that this Saturday in Table Flipping Games on DeFebwar's channel, and I have the link to that on usually the YouTube channel for these videos. Um, there is a play. We are going to be trying out a new scenario or a new campaign, and this campaign is going to be Jaws of the Lion Gloomhaven. So if you really love watching Gloomhaven, you want to maybe see what the brand new, I guess it's not an expansion; it's more like a prequel to Gloomhaven. What that's like. It's such a great introductory campaign. Exactly, Woot. It's such a great introductory way to show people Gloomhaven, and then we're even going to treat it like it's a brand new thing, like we're all brand new at it, even though three of us have played a Kickstarter campaign of it. It'll be new in a lot of ways because um, only two of us have seen an actual campaign with all the bells and whistles, and then the other person saw a Kickstarter campaign, which was kind of like a not a good example of how to play the game. And so this is a good. And then our other player hasn't even ever played, doesn't know how to play, and so it'll be kind of a nice introductory tutorial for everyone if you're interested in learning how to play as well. So that's going to be this Saturday at 12 Central Time. So check that out on DeFebwar's channel. All right. Until then, everybody have a great week, and we'll see you all either Saturday, hopefully, or for our new campaign we're trying out, uh, or I'll see you next week here. Bye.